If we have an inspector that is fluent in the language, we may do it, or we may just choose the students that are fluent in English. Okay. I want to move on with this. I know we have lots of questions. I'll be available afterwards, or I'll still stay up here afterwards if you want. But many of these questions, if you prefer, you could send them in writing too. But if they're very general, I don't mind staying up here and answering. But I do want to get through this because I'm cognizant of the time, and I may get through this and be able to answer your questions right after and still be within my allotted time frame. Okay? I wanted to show you, this is the map of California and all the counties. Kern County, right above Kern County, you see that straight line that goes west to east. That's our border for Northern California and Southern California. Northern California is north of that line. All those schools fall under the Northern California Compliance Unit. Those inspectors and staff and manager will be overseeing your compliance inspections. Everything south of that line, I shouldn't say everything, but most every one of them will be done by the Southern California Compliance Unit. Of course, they may help each other's out if one falls behind. But so there's north and south compliance units. I wanted to share a little bit of what we have out there. The data I have here, this is our approved institutions in Southern California. 50% of the Southern California institutions are in the Los Angeles County. Now, I can't give you exact numbers because the data I used is outdated, but the percentages, the proportion compared to the other counties still are correct. So you can see that majority of them are in Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego. It's a 10-county area with 65% of our approved schools. Statewide, 65% of them are in 10 counties. It's a very compact area. These are the inspections that are currently taking place in Southern California. 237 institutions are undergoing inspection right now. And this is the breakout of the counties that they are in. So it is very proportionate to where all our institutions are.
Karen, when you say institutions, are you talking about mains and branches or just selected branches of mains?
The branch is considered an institution.
As an
also.
institution, okay. Most folks see an institution as a main.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes.
Most federal folks see that as a main.
Okay. Northern California, we couldn't do a nice pie chart because there's so many counties. But this is a proportion, again, of the schools we have in Northern California that are approved. It's 36 counties have schools, institutions, with the largest population in the Bay Area. 45% of those are in Alameda, Contra Costa, San Francisco, and Santa Clara counties. The Northern California Compliance Unit may only have has a smaller proportion of number of schools, but they have a much larger geographical area that they're covering. 115 inspections are currently underway in Northern California. And again, if you compared the two charts, they're very proportionate again. And I should let you know, the inspections have gone out, I guess we could call them waves. 3 waves so far. The first schools got notification after August 19th, the second group after September 9th, and the third group after October 7th. Okay, many of those schools from August 19th are about ready for the on-site inspections. We are moving a little bit slower than we anticipated just because we are new at this. We're finding some little errors in certain things that we're doing even, and we want to make sure we get it right. We will readily admit if we've worded something wrong or if we're not doing something correctly, because we are doing this new and we want to get it right. Yes?
Just sorry for the real basic question. So if an institution has 1 main, 10 branches, are you going to visit all 11 of those within 2 years?
Absolutely, yes. And our goal is if your main and your branches are all within Southern California, we're going to try to hit them all up around the same time. If they're spread between north and south, They're handled by two different units within the enforcement section. Your northern ones and southern ones may not be done at the same time.
Karen, you might want to point out that this is not a one-shot deal. Once we get done with this 2-year process, we're going to start it all over again.
Okay. The boss wants me to point out that this is not a one-shot deal. Once you get through the process, we're going to start it all over again. I think the first time around, there's a lot of, I don't know, fear factor or anxiety, worry about it. But the whole goal of compliance, remember, compliance is different than investigations, but our whole goal is to get you all into compliance to meet the minimum requirements that the laws are stating you must do, and to provide us that information that shows you are in compliance. Okay, so the next time around you go through this should be a lot easier. Hold off on the questions. Let me just recap real quick and then provide just a couple more slides. Okay, so recapping. We first went over what the difference between compliance inspections, complaint investigations. I told you where we got our mandate to conduct these announced and unannounced inspections. And we have the authority to require the information and to come on site to perform these inspections. Then we went over the announced compliance inspections, how they start with a desk inspection and conclude with the on-site. Went through some of the forms, gave you some information on it, what happens before, during, and after the on-site, and what a notice to comply is. And then I provided you the county's data for where we are right now with those inspections. For more information, right now we have up on our website, if you haven't already taken a look, go to our website. If you want to see our laws, you go to the laws tab. That's up top. We have all these tabs. Go to that tab and you could download and print the laws. They're right there for you. If you want to see more about compliance inspections, go to the enforcement tab. Then you'll get all these options. Click the compliance inspection tab. That we have the forms, we have more information for you. We have all the laws sorted into the different categories to help you kind of make heads or tails what's where and what we'll be looking at when we're talking about administration or admissions. Okay, and then there's our phone numbers. Those are that's our main phone number, toll-free and our regular 916 phone number. It's a recording, it's a phone tree, so option 3 is enforcement. You could come through that way if you have any questions. If you're going through an inspection, go through your analyst, because your analyst, if he or she doesn't know the answer, will go directly to the managers or to myself and Joanne to get the answers.
Karen, is there a time frame that a school can expect a response back from their analyst in terms of a call?
Oh, yes, within 24 hours.
24 hours.
Within 24 hours, and hopefully the same day. Okay, and here's how to reach us. If you're north of that Kern County line, Northern California Compliance Unit's manager is Fane Boyd. There's her contact information. If you're south of that line, Southern California, it's Sandra Sheely. Complaint investigations and formal discipline, that's overseen by Yvette Johnson. And then there's my contact information also. Okay, I'll leave that up there. I know there were a few hands with questions. Yes, in the white jacket right there?
Karen, you talked about the inspectors, and you said that they were versed in the laws and regs. But in general, what is their background? And normally, when we have an accreditation visit, we're able to see who our inspectors will be.
The background of these inspectors.
Are they full-time or part-time employees?
They are full-time employees. All our inspectors are full-time employees. Their background, many of them have inspection or investigative backgrounds. None of them, I'll tell you right now, have it in the educational field. So they are coming up to speed with these laws also. We are going through extensive training. going over them. What are the issues? While they're on your campus in the beginning, as we go, it's going to be a little slower. That's why they'll be out there with their managers in the very beginning. Because questions may come up that they're not sure. Does this meet compliance? Is this okay? They're going to probably have to call in to me and Joanne. So, yeah, it's a learning process for them. Yes. Talk about the questions we ask the staff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if I can actually tell you the questions because each inspector is going to probably ask it a different way. But if you go to our website and you look at that, under the on-site inspections, you'll know exactly what the questions are going to be related to.
Okay, I think we need to follow the microphone.
Oh,
Karen,
sorry.
would you kind of make sure that the person with the mic gets a question? Thank you.
If your main got a letter already, will your branch get a separate letter, or will your branches get a visit at the same time as your main?
If your branch did not get a letter, they're not being inspected.
I've got a question with respect to your inspectors. As you can tell by looking at me, I'm old. And I've been in the business for a long time and have been inspected by a lot of different people, whether it's state people, federal people, or accrediting people. Some of them are great, and quite frankly, I've had some that are really pretty bad and have cited things that aren't true because they simply, I know you're going to do your best to give them training, but there are going to be areas where they're not knowledgeable and may cite you on things that are not true. Now, I know we're supposed to be able to have an opportunity to question the inspector, but a lot of them say that, but they don't always necessarily give you that opportunity. Are we going to have, is there a vehicle for us to rate the inspector and make comments on them?
Sure.
And post it on your website, perhaps?
You can always, you can always contact myself if you have a complaint, because I need to know that information. They should not be asking questions that are not related to the minimum requirements. They're out there inspecting for that. If you have someone, we have worked on etiquette. We have worked on what is minimum requirements, what is not in our jurisdiction. So, like I said, they are new. So if you feel it's inappropriate, let me know. You could talk with them. They are not going to surprise you. When you're going through the inspection, they will bring forward to you what they believe appears to be out of compliance. You'll have the opportunity to say, oh, wait, here, look at this. So it's maybe the difference is inspection, investigation. Investigation is out there, investigating, making their own determinations. Inspection is out there working with you to determine whether you're in compliance with all these minimum requirements. But there comes a cutoff time, and that cutoff time is at the end of the on-site, and that's mandated by law. So that's when the cutoff time is. But you have the entire time up to then. So if you have questions anywhere, even before you get that letter, let us know.
How will you handle the student interaction for online programs when the inspectors come out?
The student interaction for, like student surveys, we may be calling them.
Are the letters that are going out U.S. mail, or are they certified?
They are certified. If your address of record with us is not current, please update it. Please make sure you provide that information to us. Yes?
If it's going to a branch, will they mail it to the main, or will they mail it to the branch?
They will mail it to the branch. Well, it's to the mailing address on record, yes, but it will be addressed to the branch.
So the mailing address on record is the main,
Yeah, but it will identify the school by the institution code, the school code that we have for them. You'll know which one it is. Am I done?